Welcome to Peace, Freedom, and Joy for Changemakers. I am your host, Michelle Vandehay, and today's 5-minute message is stop apologizing for not rushing. This is a topic that I put to the front of the list, to the front of the recordings, because this has just been coming up so much lately with clients and then just with interactions with people in day-to-day life. And what really triggered this has been some emails that I've been getting lately. And the emails start with, I'm sorry for the late response, or I'm sorry it took me so long to respond. And then they respond. I am so tired of people apologizing for taking a while to respond to an email because unless I will respond by this date and then you don't, or unless it's something that is emergent, which let's be real, if it's an email, it's probably not a big emergency. We need to stop expecting that people are going to respond to emails within 12 to 24 hours. Let's just stop that. And then let's stop apologizing for it. And here's why I want you to stop apologizing for it. And here's why it's important. Then I'm going to get to what you can do instead. So stick around. We need to stop apologizing because this is one of those things where we're creating this idea that it's the norm. This is the norm that we should be responding to emails within 12 to 24 hours. That's the norm. That shouldn't be the norm. Again, unless it's something emergent or whatever, there's always exceptions to the rule. But I will say the emails that I've gotten that have apologized for taking so long to respond to me, I'm saying that in quotes, so long to respond to me, were non-emergent things. One was from someone saying like, "Hey, there's this event coming up. Is it something you want more information on?" And I said, "Yes." And I should really look back, but I think it took them like 2 days to respond to me. And there's the time to sign up for it is still like, I still have an entire month to sign up for this event. So there was no emergent, like it wasn't like, oh, I need to sign up for this event by tonight. And if you don't email me back, I won't be able to. No, that wasn't the case at all. And so we are creating this culture of needing to respond right away, needing to rush, needing to get back to people right away. And we need to stop doing that because that is creating this rushing culture that we need to be rushing. And if we're not rushing, then we're doing a disservice. And I think it's time for us to slow things down a little bit. It's time for us to take a step back and slow down and say, it's okay for someone to take a couple of days to respond to me. That it's not the end of the world if it takes a little while. And that if I feel like I am not responding in an appropriate amount of time, instead of saying, I'm sorry, what you can do instead is say, thank you for your patience. And there's a couple of reasons why. But one of the reasons is when you say, I'm sorry, that's saying, first of all, that that person did something wrong, or that's adhering to that rushing culture. When you say, thank you for your patience, you're coming from more of a positive standpoint of like, oh, cool. Like if someone sent me an email saying, thank you for your patience, I would be like, yeah, I'm patient. Of course I am. Then it also, if like, let's say it was an email that you were hoping to get a response back from sooner, I'm going to be able to let my guards down. It's going to help align me with my authentic self when the email starts with something positive about me. Then it's also saying, hey, thank you for your patience, and that patience is good, and that we don't need to rush. And this is something that's really rushing has been coming up a lot for me with clients, and it's something that I'm working on creating a mini program around rushing and around slowing down and how we can do that and how we can really create this as a culture. This is something we can do. And sometimes it's these small little things that make a big difference. These small things in your email or in your correspondences with people, these things can make a difference. And when one person can make this change, then another person can make this change. You don't have to have this conversation that we're having right now. If you want to, you can. If you're running an organization, that's a great idea. If you're running a mission-driven organization or any organization for that matter, you can say, unless the expectation is to get an email, this, and this, we do not apologize for taking a while to get an email back to someone. Instead, we say thank you for your patience because we don't want to create a culture of rushing. We don't want to create a culture of always needing to be sorry for taking care of things that were maybe a bigger priority for ourselves as opposed to prioritizing everyone else's needs first. Prioritize yourself and power your mission. You can do both, that they are both there for you. Are you someone that tends to apologize and say, I'm so sorry it took so long? In text messages, this is another one. I'm sorry, I forgot to respond. I really try to eliminate that. Even if someone is expecting a response in a certain amount of time and they don't get it from me, I still rarely apologize. I say instead, thank you for your patience. There's a different energy behind thank you for your patience. And again, you're really complimenting that person and you're helping the conversation shift into authentic self. And because you are really grateful, right? And then you're not judging or shaming yourself either. That's the other piece of it. When you're saying, I'm sorry, you're also telling yourself, I can't believe it took me so long to get back to this person. I'm a terrible person. And you start telling yourself these stories. But when you're apologizing, it's also you judging yourself. And then in the same respect, you judge other people. If you're judging yourself for this action, you're also judging other people for taking a long time. So if you want to release this judgment from yourself and other people, stop saying I'm sorry and start saying thank you for your patience. And this is one small, simple way that we can start as individuals and as teams and as organizations and as leaders to shift from a rush culture and into a patience culture. Shifting from prioritizing everyone else's needs over our own need and shifting into prioritizing yourself and powering your mission, prioritizing your needs and the needs of other people. We're able to do both. And this is one simple way where you can start making that mental shift. It's a mental shift that you can make that can start to make a big difference. I would love to hear your feedback on this topic. If this is something that you struggle with or you've thought about before, or you want to start making the shift, but you're maybe not sure how, reach out to me on any of the social media platforms. If you are not a part of Peace, Freedom, and Joy for Changemakers, a Facebook group, you can join our Facebook group by searching it on Facebook or going into the show notes and requesting to join the group. You just have to answer a few questions to make sure it's the right fit for you. Thank you for listening today. And always remember that you are worth it.